Class 59. Shirley putting her lipstick on. Joe Lamar coming in. There's Joe. Hey, Joe. You had to go to the ladies first.
This morning because I frankly haven't seen everything that there is to see on the tour. One of our more recent facilities that has been constructed is the Leon Monclaw indoor practice facility. That is extremely impressive, and I think that you'll see that it's a neat structure, and hopefully it's going to help our football team and all of our athletic teams to do even better. I'm not going to delay any further. Tom Blanchet is here. For those of you that don't know Tom, he is the morning anchor person for Good Morning Acadiana. But before he is introduced to you, I will introduce our executive director, Dan Hare. He's the executive director of the Alumni Association. So let's give him a hand.
Thank you. Appreciate all of you being here, and for those of you that we visited last night, welcome to the Alumni Center, and for those of you that this is your first time getting together with us, we look forward to your company throughout the day and throughout the weekend. I know you've met some of our staff members as the morning has progressed. Different ones are around doing different things. Shane Johnson is one of the assistant directors. He's probably been your main contact if you've spoken to him prior to arriving. He's coordinated this event and does a lot of events for our clubs and chapters. There he is there. Shane, thank you for all what you've done. In the back, we have Amy Ronyard, who is our student staff assistant and soon to be one of our alumni as of Sunday afternoon. She'll be and John-Claude Arsenault, you may have seen John-Claude taking pictures. He's the one that did your name tags and found your pictures and that kind of thing. We had Tammy Habits, who actually does everything. We just don't give her enough credit. She's our office manager. And I know Keith, you may have seen, he coordinated the spring gala last week, so here he is. Keith is new to our staff. And then we have a couple of other staff members who are out today. Angie Guillory, who coordinates the annual fund, which is very important to us. And then Debbie Tronhock had a family member graduating out of town today, so she's not with us today. But I think I covered all the staff. And Mary, I want to give you a little story about Mary. Mary and I were students together. And Dr. Sabwa, who's now our president, was assistant dean of students at the time and helped us when we coordinated student orientation back in the early 80s, I guess that was. So we go back a long way. So it's been a really nice year for us to kind of get our act together again as adults. Some of the other staff members who were with us, you may have met Ken Artman, who's past president of the Alumni Association, now vice president of University Advancement. Darlene Duganboo is our director of development.
Hi.
Ray Robinson Broadnax is a past president of the Alumni Association and just started back in the So I was a volunteer also, Ray, so I'm enjoying working here and I know you will too. And without further ado, I want to introduce not only a local celebrity, well, probably a national, international celebrity. Most of you are probably used to seeing him without your clothes on. And if you don't know the joke, he's the host of the local morning show, and he's also one of our alumni council members, Mr. Tom Blanchet.
Thank you, I think, man. Well, Whether we've met with or without clothes on, it's been an honor to be here today because I'm a graduate of then USL. My parents dropped me off on the campus in the summer of '65 at McCullough Hall, which has been imploded. So I was there too. But nonetheless, it has been a great relationship between me and the university because since the summer of '65, and I thought high school was great. Well, I had no idea how much the collegiate experience would be, and I have developed, as you have, gajillions of friends, and they have been lifelong associates, business associates, friends, acquaintances, and it's just been, as you know, a fantastic experience to come here. An incredible experience because I've been on the campus hundreds of times since I received my bachelor's degree, but never as a student again. So in the fall of 2006, when my late mother, my wife, finally pushed me into graduate school, you've been talking about it, go do it, and I did it. It took 3 hours here, 6 hours, and that kind of thing. I came on the campus again that first Monday when classes were starting, and I'm driving down the campus as a student now again, and I'm looking around, and I called my wife, who works at a bank in Opelousas, and said, Bonnie, when did UL start letting 6th and 7th graders come to school? I just said, I am in big trouble. What are these classmates going to think of me? How is the system these days? What is it like going to school at 62 years old? So I'm uptight. I'll be honest with you, I'm very uptight. And I had to do something totally different. I had to actually go to class, study, and make the grade. A good friend of mine brought me to graduate school to enroll. And we had to go get my transcripts from the 60s. Well, I knew this was going to be a humiliating experience, and it was. And I told the little 6th and 7th graders that were working there, I said, if I catch you people laughing when you get a duplicate of my content, I'm not coming to school. Well, they start laughing. They see the 2.0000000. And if somebody would have told me I would have doubled it coming to school again, I said, you're crazy, because your focus is totally different, as you well know. Focus is totally different. But what I have learned through that graduate experience is that there's room for everybody at our wonderful university. It's never too late to go back and further your education, whether you get your BA or your BS or whatever. I would highly recommend it at any age. It's just as good as the BA was in the experience of the 60s, this was even better. I don't know how that was possible, but it was. I was more mature, more focused, understood what was going on. The professors now became my partners in my scholastic endeavor, and it turned out to be just wonderful. Everything I thought it could be, and it certainly was. I haven't had a chance. I turned in my thesis Monday of last week. It was approved, defended my thesis, and I haven't had a chance to present it. It's only 102 pages, so you can have a couple hours. Oh, yeah, I'm kidding.
Can you summarize it?
Summarize it. I'm getting a piece of paper on Sunday. That's yeah. No, I did it on. Actually, it's very interesting because it was something I was passionate about. That's what they say about when you get into grad school, you need to focus on a thesis. You're going to do the thesis work on something you're passionate about, because along the way you may get bored if it's not something you're passionate about. So being in broadcasting for 48 years, I said, it's got to be, it has to have something to do with broadcasting. And it was. I did a gender and ethnicity study on 6 o'clock newscasts. Are there any biases in the newsroom towards male? Well, first of all, you don't know what you're talking about. Everybody says the same thing. Oh, it's a bias in the newsroom. Yeah, there's a bias in the newsroom. But as far as the assignment of news stories, whether it's a male or a female, there really are none. Because it's just, you get the first story, you get the second story, you get the third story, there's no bias in that. When you get the sources, it becomes a little different, because there's just a certain amount of sources out there, and society dictates what sources we use, to be honest.